What's going on, everybody? YL from rebelears.com here. So I'm going to start doing some new things every week. Today, I am going to kick off YL's weekly recap. All right. I'm always on the go. I'm busy a lot, and it's hard for me to give you guys a lot of content. All right. Some things I can't release, of course. So I decided that I'm going to talk about them every week. Just give y'all a rundown of what I did all week, because it's a guarantee that I am doing audio every single week. All right. So you get to hear from someone who literally makes a living doing audio on my own accord. I am self-employed, and I am more than happy to share some of my experiences with you. All right. So first episode of YL's weekly recap. All right. So to kick off my week, of course, you guys are aware that I just worked with this new artist named Rambo. We just dropped his album on July 13th. We had the album release party. We got footage and all kind of content coming from that whole creation process, from the recording all the way down to the album release party. So a lot of content is on the way to cover that. Right. So this week, what I had to do, clean mixes for all of his tracks. So 13 songs. All right. Usually clean mixes will come with official mixes, but we were so tight on the deadline. I know we talked about that last week on our live. If you have not caught that, go check out the live where we discussed Rambo's album and the album release party. This week, I had to do clean mixes for all 13 songs. All right. So, of course, it's no real easy or quick way to do a clean mix. You really have to go in and edit and make sure that all of the vulgar words, not just cuss words, but just vulgar words in all entirety, are taken out of the song. But you want to do it in a creative manner. You want to do it in a manner to where the people that don't like clean music can still kind of catch their vibe, right? So the thing about clean music is, yes, it is subjective, but you also have people that go to different places and, frequent different areas that clean music is being played, and they might prefer the dirty version. Vice versa, right? You might have people that prefer the clean version when they go places and when they hear music, but when they're out in public, people are playing the dirty version, right? So that's just pretty much simple and plain how it goes. So when you're doing clean mixes, you want them to be clean. You want to get those words out of there, but you still want to kind of have a vibe and a type of bounce to some of those words, because some of those words might be essential to the vibe and the way the artist may say some of those words. All right. So I start out doing my clean mixes a cappella. All right. So I mute the beat, any type of part of the beat, all of the edits that I've done to the beats. Sometimes, of course, you have beats on different tracks. I mute all the instrumentals, all of the beat. I only want to hear vocals. All right. I leave all my plugins on my vocals. So I'm listening to a mixed a cappella vocal. All right. I'm listening to my reverb. All of my effects are still there. My delays are still there. Everything is still there, because a lot of times, depending on what kind of music you're doing, if people are rapping fast, if they're singing fast, if, they're kind of mumbling a little bit, you want to make sure you catch every single syllable of the word. Not to mention, you want to make sure that you're doing really clean edits and cuts. It's hard to know when you're doing a super clean cut if you hear the beat in the background, right? So when I mute the beat, I can zoom in and spread out my track. I can find out exactly where that word starts, where it ends, make the cut there. But sometimes it's not going to be a perfect cut on the transient itself. All right, because a lot of the times when they're rapping or singing, words run into each other. All right, so with me taking the beat out, it allows me to actually look and hear at when those words run into each other. I can still cut it, get a clean fade to where you won't even realize that those words are running into each other. It's really not hard, but tedious to edit words that run into each other. And when you're dealing with a lot of rap lyrics, that happens a lot. All right. So muting your music, to me, is the best way to make sure you're catching every syllable. Another thing you want to pay attention to when you are mixing clean tracks, the ad-libs. They curse and say vulgar things in the ad-libs. All right. Make sure, like I said, make sure you leave your delayed throws and all of that on as well, because your delay throw might be a curse word. All right. So when you take out those curse words and you take out those vulgar words, when you have your delay throws on, it'll actually take it out in the delay throw as well. You want to make sure that it's taking it out in the delay throw. So leave the effects on, mute the beat, go in, and you find every vulgar word. You cut it really nicely. You put nice fades on it. Cut the beat back on. Listen to it about 10 times. And yeah, take your time. Like I said, there's no quick and easy way to do clean mixes, but it is an easy process. All right, but you really need to take your time and use your good ears to do those. So I did 13 of those this week. And not to mention, I did those on the fly, right? So I was out and about with my wife a lot over a couple of days or whatnot. So I did some of those mixes, most of those mixes, all on the fly, right? All I needed was my laptop. I didn't even need my interface or anything. I needed my laptop, my iLok, my hard drive, my headphones, right? Because these songs are already published. They've already been mixed. They've already been mastered. They're out. The tape is out. It's called Preacher's Baby. Please go listen to it if you have not. Ramboheen, Preacher's Baby is the name of the album. So these songs are already out. I didn't need to add any plugins. I didn't need anything from there. All of the plugins that I use to mix the tape are native plugins that are on my iLok, right? So I can take those plugins anywhere. So I did a lot of that mixing on the fly. So that's just a little scope of the beginning of my week. I ended my weekend by going to do some live sound and some lighting at a camping event, man. It was really dope. Had a really, really good time. One of the great guys that I met actually interning at Castle Hill. We talk about Castle Hill a lot at Rebel Ears, and we talk about our time interning at Castle Hill, and, you know, we still frequent Castle Hill to this day. Christian Ahmad, he had a super great camping event this weekend, and he blessed me by bringing me out to run audio, run live sound for the event, and to run some live lighting for the event. So I was in charge of the vibe. Really dope performances. We had some live poetry come out. We had some artists come out and freestyle over some dope piano, just some acoustic vibes. We had the DJ vibes. After the showcase and after the party, after the showcase, it was a party. So I was running lights and stuff and just vibing. I'll post a little bit of content of that. You'll just see me vibing and bopping and dancing. The cool thing about doing live lights is really just vibing, man. You got to feel it, right? So you're just riding faders and pushing buttons. It's kind of like DJing where you're just riding the beat. If you know that the DJ is about to switch up into another song or whatever, you just kind of vibe with the DJ. You pay attention to moods of songs, of course, colors, match moods and different things like that. But it was really fun, really dope experience. This is actually my second time doing this event. So it was really fun, man. I really enjoyed that. That was like the real kicker to my weekend. I had my wife out with me. We vibed out by the lake at the campsite. It was amazing. I had to coach a football game before that, and I literally left my football field, went home, took a shower, and we shot out about an hour and a half away from the house and knocked that event out, man, and had a great time. So had a great time in nature. So that's pretty much how my whole week went. You know, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. If you got any questions, if you got any insight, always leave comments. I'm going to be doing this every week. There is no specific date. that I will be doing YL's weekly updates, right? It'll just be if I had a cool 7 days, or if I had a cool 5 days, or a cool 4 days within a 7-day period, I'm going to give you guys an update on what I'm doing in my life daily as an audio engineer working for myself. All right. If you have not downloaded my free ebook, 10 Tips to Keeping Reoccurring Clients, it is free on rebelears.com. I talk about how I'm able to be a freelance engineer for almost 10 years. I literally take care of my family. I pay my bills. I do everything with audio, with sound. All right. I made this thing work for me, and I don't mind sharing it with everyone else. Free game, free knowledge. Of course, we always appreciate the support. And until next time, refuse to sound ordinary.